Welcome to the Fantasy Football Fanalist Podcast, presented by Fantasy Data. Here's your hosts, Billy Muzio and Bradley Stalder.
Welcome back, everybody. Billy Muzio here, the Fantasy Football Fanalist Podcast. Tonight, I'm doing a live stream with David Hubbard, a.k.a. Triple H. I'm going to get him in the room because we are actually on the clock. So that one snuck up on me there for a second. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Billy, how's it going, man? Yeah, we got 42 seconds to our pick. We're in the 5 hole.
Who we lean here? I know we talked about creating a Waller team, but Kelsey's actually on the clock or on the board.
Let's do another Kelsey team from the 5 hole and see what happens.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
You can always do Waller at the 5 hole. You can't always do Kelsey at the 5 hole.
Yeah, and prior to the draft, we actually talked about taking Waller here, assuming that Kelsey was off the clock and creating a unique build. So Kelsey did fall to us at 5, so I'm gonna select him here and lock in our first pick with Travis Kelce. And that was not expected. I was not expecting him there at 5.
I've seen that there all year. And
yeah,
no, I don't know much Kelsey, so I'm open to building a few Kelsey teams to see how they turn out.
I'm going to pull up the board here for people to see. So now that we're the 5 hole already. So the first pick off the board was Christian McCaffrey. Second pick off the board was Dalvin Cook. Pretty chalk. Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara both going ahead of Travis Kelce here. We're starting to see Derrick Henry climb back up boards again. What do you think is the reasoning?
I guess people are looking at what he's done in the past and what the monster year he had last year. And the last 7 drafts I've done, he's winning the top 5. One of them he went 1 overall, and a couple of them he went in the 2 hole. So he's been locked in now. The last 6-7 drafts I've done in the top 5.
Yeah, we saw, like you said, you saw him go in the 1 hole. I saw him go in the 2 hole. Best ball draft earlier, I took him in the 4 hole, I believe it was, with Todd. That one was for just diversifying our portfolio. But I do think as the masses start joining us, we're going to start seeing Derrick Henry more frequently in that top 5 than we have been in the past couple months.
I definitely think that'll be more the case. I thought he would be a top 5 pick this year, actually. That he went in some draft. I mean, I've seen him go in the 11 hole in a draft this year. But I thought he would be a perennial top 5 pick after the last couple of years he's had. And then Barkley's all over the place. You never know where he's anywhere from 5 to 12.
And we saw news today saying that his knee still isn't right. I think I know you and I have both had concerns about that this offseason. And I think that's why we see this wide range is those taking him in the, top 5 to top 6 picks are expecting a healthy Barkley, where those of us who have been taking him at the end of round 1 are expecting a little bit more, I think, of a delay with that knee injury.
Yeah, I don't like news like that where the guy himself is saying, I don't know when I'm going to be ready. That tells me in his mind he's not structurally right. So I'm probably not going to own much. If things don't change, I'm probably going to Barkley's going to probably have to beat me this year. And that's how I view it. People get caught up where these guys go. In the first round, it doesn't matter. As long as your guy performs and the guy doesn't crush you, there's several guys that are fine in the first round. And every year.
Yeah, and we've talked about this in off air with you and I discussing as we've been drafting the last few nights together, is that there's just a wide range of not necessarily ADP, but just a wide range of fluctuation between pretty much anyone from that 3 hole all the way to that like 2.1, 2.2 hole. We just see, names go left and right. It could be a different name in every spot every night, where I think in previous years, we've had a little bit more consistency, or I should say standard ADP in each spot.
Yeah, the first round's crazy this year, and I think it's going to get more crazy when, like in August, when a bunch of the tourists come into town to try to do their 1 or 2 teams to take a shot at the big prize. I think you're going to see some real disparity in the boards.
So our boy Austin Eckler made it all the way to the 12 hole. You and I have fired him up in the 4 hole. I think I fired him up pretty much 4 through 12 pretty regularly. What's the earliest you've taken him?
Took him in the 3 hole. I'm taking him between 3 and 12.
And I think the 3 hole was one of the earliest. I think that showed up on Fantasy Mojo's little graph he's got there.
The graph, yeah. Eckler's a great, but I've also seen drafts early in the year where I passed him, and I got him in the 2nd round in the 6th hole. Built a really nice Eckler team.
Yeah, and that's what he was. He was kind of going middle to 2nd back in like May, and slowly but surely his ADP climbed as people, became more high on him, started realizing the upside this offense was going to have, and then they saw, what happened in the draft with them beefing up the O-line and during free agency. So I think there's a lot of good things here that can be said about Austin Eckler and this Chargers offense.
Definitely.
So Stephon Diggs, 2nd wide receiver off the board. DeAndre Hopkins was the 3rd. Pretty common to see the first 12 picks, 9, 8 of them being, wide running backs, where Travis Kelce and Waller have been going in the first pretty consistently, and Tyreek Hill. So first round was pretty consistent with what we've seen in terms of trends and player selection and the amount of running backs going off the board.
And Hopkins has a pretty wide range too. He's all over the place too.
Yeah, I've seen him fall to like 3-2 before.
Yes. Yep. Many early drafts, many times he went there. Yep.
And that's one of the benefits of drafting early is you get some extreme values. Like you could have potentially built a team from, the 1 hole that had Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre Hopkins, and even Devontae Adams at times that was falling down there.
Yeah, yep.
So we're back on the clock here.
It's Mixon or Clyde Edwards-Helaire with this team. Probably. I was thinking about a wide receiver or even a tight end, but it just didn't work out in this draft. So to me, it's easily Mixon or Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
It depends if we want to stack or if we want to go separate here. I'm okay either way. I like them both. I have Mixon ranked highly or slightly above CEH, but it does give us a stack if we go with CEH.
The other thing we could do is get real aggressive and take a Kelsey Ridley team and see what happens.
I like that as well. Ridley's my 2nd receiver this year in 2021. I think we'll get a good receiver on the way back, though. Why don't we take Mixon?
Let's gamble and take Ridley one time with Kelsey.
All right, let's rock and roll.
We can get Mixon and CH anytime. Let's gamble with it. Let's build an aggressive one. We like both those guys.
We do like both those guys. I'm very high on Ridley. And it's very well possible that a running back, even if it's Dobbins or somebody falls, or we can just say, you know what, we're just going to build an aggressive team.
Yeah, I like it.
Start off with, for me, that's the number 1 tight end in my rankings, of course. The number 2 wide receiver in my rankings. So I do like aggressive builds. I usually find the only position I don't really like when I do this is running back, but it's you can find some value later, and it can, especially in FBGs where we can make up that ground on the waiver wire if need be. That's where I'm a lot more comfortable doing this.
Sure. You just never know. These are fun to do and see what happens.
Well, Aaron Jones ahead of both Mixon and CEH here.
Yep. That was pretty common early in the year.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, CEH and Mixon early in the year were making it to the 1 hole and 2 hole a lot.
Yeah, I have a team I think is Christian McCaffrey, CEH, and Mixon.
Yeah. Yep. Was that a best ball or was that a football, guys?
I think it's a best ball.
That's a real good best ball start. Real good redraft start.
So directly after our pick, Aaron Jones, followed by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Then DK Metcalf now is wide receiver 6 off the board here to the 2 hole. Let's see what the 1 hole does, if he's going to go aggressive and double tap wide receiver, or is he going to add a mix and share here? or is he going to take like a Mixon and a Swift? Even that's always the fun part. The one hole usually throws off the next 2 picks.
Being it's 2021, I'm going to say he's going to take Mixon. That is like the 2021 theme.
It really is.
Don't get me wrong, but it's the 21. It's the mindset in 2021 for the most part. 98% of these drafts, you see it this year. Where in years past, you didn't see near this. Like people feel real. And I do it. I mean, I do it myself. I do it a lot. But it's definitely the 2021 trend is to go running back.
Yeah, he wound down all the way to 10 seconds, then selected Mixon. I don't think he was expecting him to be there. Maybe he had a different plan in mind, and it just threw him for a loop.
Okay, I know Carnage.
Kyle Pitts at 3.01. That's pretty early.
It's actually not a bad thought, though, if you want Kyle Pitts, because what he's trying to do is build a unique team, and then he's got Mixon with Pitts. It's not a bad start. I'm really going to want to gamble with this team now.
We might as well. We already started.
Yeah, give a little look to see how it feels to live on the edge.
Yeah, I'm going to throw like A.J. Brown. I'm going to throw Jefferson, Michael Thomas in there, see if one of those guys make it to us.
Guys, Keenan Allen, CD
Keenan Allen. Yep, got him in there already. 2, 3, 4 picks. I got four in there. Terry McLaurin was wide receiver 7 off the board.
I like guys that beat to their own drum and don't go with a group think.
Followed by J.K. Dobbins. So the 3-hole starts off with 3 straight running backs: Derrick Henry, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and J.K. Dobbins. That's a strong start.
Really, really nice start. Very common start, but really nice start.
Yep. Once we make our selection here, I'm going to pull up. I always like to pull up the Fantasy Mojo stack finder and just see how unique we are through the first 3 builds.
Okay.
Or 3 picks, I should say. So Justin Jefferson just went.
A.J. Brown.
Yeah, A.J. Brown's top of my list, then followed by Michael Thomas and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I like A.J. Brown here.
Okay, let's lock him in.
I like all those guys, but I really like A.J. Brown there. A.J. Brown should never be there, and he's there. He's been there quite a bit here lately, but he should never be there. And the guy next, let's see if he's doing a wide receiver build, so there's 2 of us in here. Took Michael Thomas.
Yeah, that was 2 on my queue there.
Let's see who that is.
All right, I'm going to pull up the stack finder here. I'm just curious how many starts. Let's go ahead and select all. How many starts have Kelsey, Ridley, Brown?
I will say it's in the low single digits.
Okay, Kelsey's punched in. Ridley is punched in. So just Kelsey and Ridley is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. Okay.
Oh, surprised by that even, but okay.
I'm going to add in Brown. And we're the only team in the tournament with those 3 to start.
There you go. 2021.
We've been finding ourselves with a lot of these builds that we've done the last 3 nights where we are either the only one or one of 2 or one of 3 in the tournament with some unique builds that we've started with.
Definitely.
So 20 people started with Travis Kelce and Ridley, and out of those 20, none of them landed A.J. Brown. So that's a nice start.
A.J. Brown's early in the draft season was never there. I mean, A.J. Brown's going in the first round of drafts. So, and then here lately he's been going in the second, into the third. I've even seen him at like 3.7, but I don't understand that. But I'm happy about it because I want a lot of A.J. Brown anyway, so obviously I want a little more.
I think a part of it was, of course, the Julio news knocked him down a bit because in the beginning he was going kind of that right after that 2 turn or the 1-2 turn.
Mm-hmm.
And and kind of knocked him down a bit once we saw the Julio signing. But then we started seeing the information about his knees and the cleanup procedures. And I think people are just scaring people off. I'm not scared. He played through those knee injuries all year last year, even though he was told his season should have been shut down. So the fact that he got cleaned up and he's got plenty of time to get healthy before week 1, I will gladly take the discount.
I think that's all noise. Ready to go. I actually think the Julio signing is really good for A.J. Brown. They can't roll coverage to him as much. He's going to call a lot of single coverage because of Julio, and they have a really good tight end that's underrated. So, and then they King Henry, where you can't stack the box. Teams are in trouble against Tennessee this year.
Yeah, I just want to see how their defense fares. I think that's where they were very vulnerable last year was their secondary.
Yeah.
And if they're able to correct that this year in 2021, I think this team can be very dangerous.
I don't know if I want them to correct it too much.
Right? You want them to score.
Their secondary is really bad. Be in some shootouts because they got the firepower to be in shootouts.
So taking a look at the board here, we have one other team that started with tight end and 2 solid wide receivers. So from the 10 hole, Darren Waller to our Kelsey, DeAndre Hopkins to our Calvin Ridley, and Allen Robinson to our AJ Brown. So very similar start, different holes and different players, of course, but it'd be interesting to how this one shakes out for the remainder rounds.
Yeah, I actually I like doing this in the front of the further I can get in the front. I won't do it in the 1 and 2 hole because I view McCaffrey and Cook as like you should. If you have a 1 or 2 hole, you should take them every time, in my opinion. But anywhere from 3 on, I like it more 3 through 6 than trying it in the back end.
Yeah, I know we had talked about just locking in Christian McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook, and we had talked about possibly rotating between those players depending upon what hole you're at. And ultimately, we said you just need to take the players there because it's not going to be often that you're in the 1 or 2 hole. So just take the chalk while you're there and create your unique builds further on down the line.
And all that, it's all relative to how many teams you're doing. If you're doing in this tournament, if you're doing 5 teams, if you're doing 20 teams, your strategy changes a little bit. If you're doing 40 teams, you're doing 50 teams, whatever you're doing, adjust your strategy accordingly. The less teams you're doing, you definitely should follow that because your odds of getting the 1 and 2 hole are you can run like 20 times and never get a 1 or 2 hole. Really?
Yeah, it was interesting in the beginning of the year. Like I just kept getting the 1 or the 2 hole, and like I think up until about 4 or 5 days ago, I was in the 23% ownership of Christian McCaffrey, which is just absurd. And now that in the last 3 nights we've drafted 3 straight nights, I'm starting to see that percentage drop, of course. But you just never know what you're going to get in these drafts and where you're going to land. So take the chalk when you can.
You definitely don't know. That's definitely true.
All right. Let's take a look at who we have coming up.
See what this guy did here.
Wow, TJ Hawkinson made it back to us.
I think, he's one of the guys, definitely. It's TJ Hawkinson, Jamar Chase, Julio Jones, Cooper Kupp for me.
How many Hawkinson, Travis Kelce teams do you think there are?
Not many because Hawk don't make it down here. Let's build a Hawk team. Let's do it. We already started down this route.
I figured if we might as well just swim in this deep sea
with the top 2 tight ends in your projections. So I think it's a no-brainer. I think you take Hawkinson all day here.
Yeah, Hawkinson is my 3rd behind Waller, but I do have Hawkinson ranked above Kittle this year.
All right. Oh yeah. Waller.
It's a very aggressive build. I'm normally, it's funny because we talked earlier, as I'm not normally a big tight end early guy, but when you're in these FBGs, again, you're able to find value at running back later and you're able to adjust your lineups. If this is best ball, I'm not as inclined to do this build, I don't think, because you can't adjust and you can't, pick up players. But when we're in season long and we can maneuver and I feel like we can out hustle people, I think this is where this build is really going to pay off.
I'd say there's like a 1% chance that somebody could duke this team.
Yeah, I'm gonna select all. I'm gonna check. I just want to see if there's any.
97% of the time, Kelsey goes in the 3 hole. So if you don't take Hawkinson in the third round, he never stretches to the 3 hole. So your odds of pairing the two are really, really slim.
Wow, there's actually 7 teams that have Kelsey and Hawk on the same team.
That must be early draft for Hawk, because Hawk is locked in there on that 3-4 turn.
Yeah.
7 teams is not that many. There's been a ton of drafts already go off.
That's very true.
Yeah, so not many. Really,
that's more than I thought, though. That really is. I thought you might see 1 or 2.
And if you actually could look at those boards, they probably took Hawkinson in the third round to pair him.
That's probably right.
Yep.
Well, you can tell by the numbers here, actually. So we're in draft 27190. So there's a couple that were before. Yeah, so around this area mostly, but it looks like there's a couple before, but not much. Interesting.
Yep. Man, they fired my boy Chase up now. Chase was dropping a lot, and now he's not. I got a feeling this guy's taking 2 receivers. Yeah, he's not going to leave those guys there. He's trying to thin it out. All right, so now to me, the receivers that we can take here, if we go receiver, is DJ Moore, Julio Jones, and that's it. Then I wouldn't take a receiver. They're the only 2 edge players I see.
Yeah, and I think that's right. And I think we're going to see them probably both go here because the 3 hole doesn't have any, and then the 4 hole only has 1.
Trying to do. So he took the 2 players, and there's the other one. If they're sharp drafters, they're never going to let you do that. But and the 1 hole saw it, so he's a pretty good drafter. He drafts a ton.
Tyler Lockett went. That's nice. I was actually thinking he would take DJ Moore or Julio. If DJ Moore goes here, for me, I think it's either Kareem Hunt or man.
We'll see. Let's see who he takes, and then we'll make a decision.
He's got 20 seconds. And DJ Moore made it back to us.
I want to take DJ Moore here all day.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Wow, I'm surprised he's fired up Deontay over him.
Yep, I've seen that a lot. Deontay's all over the place. In the other format, remember, he's locked into the 4th round a lot.
Yep.
So, very good.
I'll take the luck there. I think that was a little bit of luck on our side.
Yep, because the 1 and 2 hole really. A lot of times you see Julio slip now, and even Jamar Chase has been going to 5. Jamar Chase and Cup sometimes go way down.
So pretty aggressive build to start. We have Travis Kelce, Calvin Ridley, A.J. Brown, T.J. Hawkinson, DJ Moore. We've been seeing some running back values really fall to us lately in the 6th and 7th round.
Yep.
Let's see if we can get lucky yet again.
Yep. I'm not worried about it. I like doing stuff like this. I don't do it every day. Like we haven't done this yet and I haven't done one yet. And I've drafted a lot of teams. I just like to do them every once in a while just to see. Okay, this didn't work out. That's fine, and move on to the next one. But I like messing with it when the draft falls like this. Like we never do this if we take Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Joe Mixon. It feels safer to do that. It feels comfortable to do that. But I like to get outside my comfort zone occasionally and see what happens.
Yeah, and I'd say traditionally 6 out of 10 times we're probably taking that running back, or 7 out of 10 times you and I are probably taking that running back there.
Yeah, I don't mind him there.
It's kind of like what we did the other night when we started with Kelsey. We got lucky and Chubb fell to us in the 4 hole. Yep. And we were able to build that core around Chubb and then push down running back the rest of the way. And we're going to have a little bit of a reverse here, but I think so far it's a unique build. For me to get Kelsey and Hawkinson on one team, that's pretty amazing. I have yet to see it in a draft.
Yeah.
and I'm excited that we were able to pull it off.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, these drafts have a mind of their own, and some people play to win the league, and some people play to win the overall. So you just never know.
So Josh Jacobs sneaking back up boards. This is another player with such a wide range of draft spots, and we've seen him go in the late fifth. We've seen him go in the early fourth last night. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what this guy does. I think takes Josh Allen. Not a horrible pick when you start four running backs. So I don't mind it. T. Higgins.
It's interesting to see Mark Andrews fire it before Hawk. I don't see that very often either.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen it this year so far. Maybe once or twice, but not very often.
Chase Edmonds at the end of the 5. We got him in round 7 in our main event team that we're drafting right now.
7 point. We're in the 4 hole, right? 7.4.
Yeah, that was that's crazy value that we got him there.
Did you ever look at that for Mojo to see if Edmonds ever went past 7.4 in any draft this year?
No, let me pull it up while we're here. We can figure it out.
Draft is kind of crazy. That's why you got to keep your mind open to the board. And a lot of people pay attention to boards, and then they just mail their team in. They don't care. They just don't want anybody else to get there, so they'll mail their team in. It happens a lot in these. Crazy.
So let me go to where is June through July draft boards. Here we go.
Kyler Murray.
No. So in all of June, let me find Chase Edmonds. In all of June, the latest he had gone was about 7.3, 7.4. Yeah, looks like 7.5.
I wasn't in any of those drafts.
No, and that was looks like that was as of actually recently. So that's in the it's around July 4th weekend. It looks like is when he drunk drafting. People let him slip.
Yeah, he's an easy guy to forget if you don't draft a lot. He's a real easy guy to forget. Or you can make an excuse why not to like him. He's an easy player. Like there's a lot of players like that.
Odell Beckham climbing back up boards again. Another player that I think is a difference maker. That's kind of all over draft boards.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Is probably one of my most owned wide receivers this year. When we saw him early in the year in May, when he was going in round 8 in some of these drafts, and then climbed into 7 and climbed into 6, and sometimes I see him in round 5 now. Just as we start seeing more of these tourists, as you like to say, Dave, they come in and they start drafting household names.
Big time. Do very little research and just fire away. Chase the 500K dream.
So looking at the board here, depending upon who comes to us, I have Juju on my list. I have Michael Carter on my list.
Definitely. They're in consideration for sure here. Kenny Galladay.
We could get real crazy here and go with Goddard.
Potentially.
That's a YOLO draft.
I keep my board wide open, especially when I build them like this. If they want to fog up their roster, that's fine.
I mean, Dak Prescott's fallen to us here in 6 as well.
Say that name until this dude picked. I'm superstitious.
I just jinxed this. I apologize.
Because he's definitely in the consideration. Just YOLO it.
And there he goes.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah. I missed he had the CeeDee Lamb. I missed CeeDee Lamb there.
All right. So now
Michael Carter just went. I think for me, it's probably Juju.
Yeah, I'm fine with Juju here.
I think that from there, the left side of the board is pretty wide or pretty running back heavy. There's really not a running back that I mean, I like Robinson, but not ahead of Juju.
With this team, I would just punt Robinson and take a guy like Trey Sermon and just gamble.
All right, well, let's rock and roll then. Juju it is.
Yeah. I would. I mean, late in the year, who knows what Trey Sermon will be, or one of those guys.
Yeah.
Never going to be like the guy unless ETN gets hurt. We got zero chance of being the guy again. All right, so
I'm going to add Trey Sermon into the queue. I'm going to add Goddard in the queue just because he's there. And take a look here. Might be able to even add. I'd be even okay pushing up, or not pushing up, but adding Judy in here.
Definitely.
I'd be okay pushing Debo up too.
For sure.
I think on the way back, we're going to get, somebody like a Damian Harris or a Zach Moss. Taking a look at these boards, everyone's got 2 to 3 running backs already.
Robinson.
This is my first year running back build of the year, actually. It is. And this is it's probably my 40th or 50th draft.
in the ozone layer right now.
Yeah. This is the uncomfortable zone for Billy, but if there was a team that I liked looking at doing it, this is it.
Yep. Not over with yet.
It is not over with yet. There's definitely a cliff to fall off.
We'll see. He pushes up Tyler Boyd. The dude, one of those guys, he understands how to put a team together. I mean, Boyd sometimes makes it back to the 1 hole in the 8th round, but he just fires him up.
Yeah, he's trying to cut off value for people.
Yeah.
He also stacked them with Mixon and Chase too.
Yep.
So it makes sense for the team. All right, who just went? Logan Thomas just went.
Logan, nice. Logan Thomas.
So I don't want to say the guy's name because I'm afraid he might get taken here.
And we're just gonna see what happens after that. If he makes it up, I haven't seen him there this year. I don't think.
No, he's been going in like the beginning of 6. This guy, though, the 4 hole really needs a wide receiver, tight end. I think he's realizing, but he sees. There he goes. He pushed him up. Trey Sermon.
Goddard is there too.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Goddard.
You want? I'm good either way. Honestly, we're already at 0 running back. We might as well. We could fully embrace it.
Let's fully embrace it. I've never seen Goddard here.
Okay.
With Trey Sermon, I like if he makes it back fine. I like a lot of guys coming back.
Goddard's like the middle of the 6 right now.
Let's fully embrace the Matrix.
We're living dangerously.
Fully embrace it. This is how I like to do it. There we go.
Dude, this team is crazy, but it's sexy as hell.
Has Goddard ever went there?
Let me pull it up. So in the last 5 days on Mojo, he's going in the middle, like literally 6'6" is where he's going.
I've seen him go in the middle of the 5th round in a few.
Let me pull up. So all of June, let's see where Goddard has been going for all of June. So he's been going as tight end 7 off the board. We got him as tight end 8. Let's pull up a little chart here. The latest he's gone in all of June is like 7'8", 7'9".
Oh, wow. Okay. I hadn't been in any of those drafts either.
No, and that looks like that was like within the last 2-3 days, based off this chart. Outside that, the latest looks like he's really gone is the beginning of the 7th, and he's just pegged in the middle of the 6th pretty much 90% of the time.
See, this is how I don't like to. Well, it's my preference, so I won't say nothing. But I would way rather do what we're doing than do that. So we'll see what happens here. I like this. I like to do this a couple times a year just to get my blood flowing.
Just to see how close to the edge you can live.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. If they give us Fant on the way back, I'll take it.
I'll take it in a heartbeat. We'll really see how good we are on the waiver wire.
We're gonna be firing up Darrington Evans as our running back one.
We'll have this team, and we'll be not sleeping at night trying to find a running back every week on the waiver.
We're gonna be like, I heard Smythe P. Rain's supposed to get 3 carries this week. They're gonna give Mixon one less series.
In all the years you've been playing fantasy football, have you ever done this once?
No, I have not actually.
I have done it before, and I have a mixed bag of results with it, but it's fun to do.
Yeah, I have never been in round 7 not had a running back. I'm not gonna lie. This is literally the first time in my.
They pissed me off when I caught this. I've been in round 12 without a running back before.
So I'm probably in year. Well, let's see here. This is year 19, 18 playing fantasy football.
Yeah, you've experienced something new. It's not something to do every day of the week. I promise you.
Absolutely not.
Fun to try.
You see the RotoViz boys fire up stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, I see them.
This one would probably be in their Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, yeah.
We'll have to tag them here and see what they think.
Yeah, nah. No many ideas.
I love it though. It's tight end, 2 receivers, tight end, 2 receivers, tight end.
Yeah, we got a pattern. They're going to be able to pick out a pattern on us soon.
Antonio Brown, the 7th round. That's a little earlier than I'm used to seeing him.
Well, when you do this kind of thing, that happens. People because they feel like they need to find a playable player, and you'll see receivers and stuff go a little early. But Judy actually fell in this draft.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, early in the draft season, I wasn't really paying attention to Judy, but I look back at some boards, and he went in the 8th round in some drafts, like quite a few times.
So looking at the right. Sorry, go ahead.
Do a 4 running back start with Josh Allen. The guy made out pretty good with Thielen and
yeah.
Judy. You can do a lot worse at your 2 receivers. I've seen people do it and do a lot worse than that with their 2 receivers. And you got Zeke late in that draft.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique build, and you know how I love me some Miles Sanders. Running back 20 off the board, I think is pretty good value there as well.
Yep, not bad.
I know you're not a Swift fan, but are you a Swift fan at running back 17?
Man, I might take a share of him there. I was a Swift fan coming out of college in last year, but it's got a funny feeling about their offense and how it's going to run, so we'll see.
And this draft is flying. We're already in round 8. We're 39 minutes in, too.
Yeah. When you get people's blood flowing, they see this shit, they want to pick and move on. Look at these in the 5-hole, Muzio. The boys are Muzio, not Muzio.
They're probably like, Muzio's over here drinking tonight. What does he have?
That dude's had 2 bottles of wine already.
Just LaCroix tonight, fellas.
How about Michael in the 8th round?
This is a sober draft tonight for Muzio.
That's their Pittman, I think.
Yeah, it's usually in like 9-10.
Oh, I'm gonna make Billy really uncomfortable here in a minute. We'll see.
If Justin Herbert makes it back, I'm good with it.
Yeah, the only guy that should take him is in the 8 hole.
If Noah Fant makes it back, I mean,
this is a weird draft. This is a crazy draft. We turned this thing into like I don't even know.
We turned it upside down. Noah Fant has been going in like round 6. We're in round 8 right now, and Noah Fant is still on the board.
I've seen him. We changed some ADP in this one for up and down. Kind of crazy. This dude took probably not going to take 5. No, took Curtis Samuel early. Yeah.
Unless the 7 hole and the 6 hole will probably take him. Actually, there's the 8 hole too. There's no tight end there as well. He should. One of these guys should.
Definitely.
We can't start any more tight ends. We can't take them.
It's on a bench in case somebody gets picked up or something. Yeah.
Oh man,
this is good.
I just noticed they have the bye week wrong here on the board for Kelsey. This says week 18. You see that?
Yeah. Wow, this was a silly draft to go JT or something or Eckler the way it worked out. Wow, Kelsey fell to us in the. But we had already made up our minds. So that's kind of weird. Normally we take 90% of the drafts we're probably taking JT or Eckler or somebody like that there.
Yeah, Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke.
Hey, thank you. Somebody saved us.
Dude got a hell of a deal.
Yeah, he did.
I'd be all time right there.
Let's find out. Let's go to Fant.
Now we're getting Herbert. I mean, the only way we don't get Herbert is these guys are just saying, no, you're not getting it.
It's the first share that Noah Fant has landed in round 8, according to Fantasy Mojo.
It's crazy. And we delete tight end pool. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. People got scared wide receiver. They pushed people up pretty high.
Way up. Compared to where they go. I mean, it's not way up for the talented dude that they took, but it's way up compared to other drafts. ADP.
Yeah. Yeah, AB, Pittman. I mean, both those.
Randy Cooks.
Wow, we're going to get.
Yeah, we're 100% firing. We're not even going to hesitate. You can't.
Justin Herbert. Let's fire it up, buddy.
All day long.
Oh, my God. This team.
Easy money.
This team is going to be like gold, or like we're going to be in like week 6, and I'm going to be hearing, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." Oh God! And we get Herbert at the end of the 8th. This is crazy.
Kind of the latest. I mean, that's close to the latest I've ever seen him go this year. He goes like locked into the 7th round. These 11:55 drafts, man, they're something.
So Justin Herbert averages quarterback 6. We got him a 7. His average ADP is 80. The latest he's ever gone. Holy crap! Do you want to guess?
9th round.
10-1.
10-1. Yeah.
That was back though in May.
Yeah.
Early May.
Yeah, not anymore. I mean, he locks in the 7th round pretty much.
No, from June 6th through June 20th, he went in the 9th round a couple times. And then from June 20th till now, he went at the end of 8 is the latest.
Yep. I'll take him there all day long and take my chances. And we're QB pusher guys. We like to push QB.
You were normally tight end pushers too.
Look at the QB run there.
Yes.
Insane.
All right, let's take a look. I think this might be the round. This might be the. I think this will be the round. I think we take a running back.
Yeah, maybe.
If not, we fire up Mike Will to go with Herbert.
Yep. We'll see what he does. The one who's definitely interested in our team right now.
Yeah, there's still quite a bit of running backs that I'm comfortable starting week to week here.
Oh, yeah, there always are. Look at him firing Mike Will. That dude's a good drafter. I'll give him credit. I've known the guy for years and drafted with him for years. I won't say who he is, but he does a really good job of putting teams together. I like his teams almost every time he builds one.
Yeah, he seems to be very in tune with the board.
Yep.
Very in tune with all his surroundings, making sure that people aren't getting stacks, making sure the stacks are right for his team as well. Fired up his 6 wide receivers already. I am surprised he didn't take an Ingram share there, though.
Yeah, he had Pitts. I guess he's happy with Pitts and push the tight end back. Just take the receivers that he can play every week. He's hanging his hat on Mixon and Zach Moss, baby, let's go. That's the dude I wanted.
He's in the top of my queue as well. Let's rock and roll.
Like a dream set.
And you and I have both been higher on Moss as of late. I think the news out of camp that we've been reading is he's looking to be a primary back down here. And I personally have been talking with Bradley, my co-host, about off air at least, about the possibility of them reducing the goal line running that we see here from Josh Allen. And if that does happen, that really opens up some touchdown upside for these running backs here.
Definitely.
I don't know about you, but I don't want my MVP caliber quarterback running in goal line packages and running in all the time. Like, that's just, I think you're waiting for an injury to happen.
Definitely.
If we pull this team off, this team's going to be epic.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it right now. We'll see what happens with the rest of it. Might be hard to set a lineup, but I like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting on a week-to-week basis, that's for sure. Start sits are going to be tough.
Yeah, you have to use your 32-team league defensive analysis.
Yeah, that's pretty. I love IDP leagues. Individual defensive players. I think it adds a whole nother element to the game. I would love to see an FFPC format with a tournament with IDP players.
Yeah, I don't like IDP players, but it's definitely they could have a different little tournament for it, but I would never play it. But it's tough.
It is tough, and a lot of people think there's a lot of luck involved to it, which I don't think so. You
got to know every defense. Like I study offensive players. I mean, you got to spend just as much time to be good at that. You got to spend just as much time at every defensive position,
if not more, because you got to look at snap shares, and you have to look at. There's not as much news on it on a week-to-week basis either. Like, you don't get much IDP news until Thursday, Friday, instead of where you get a lot of players on Tuesday. You got to wait later in the week to see what's really happening. And sometimes you don't even know it's the last minute unless you're following beat writers and following the team closely, which I recommend doing in IDP leagues to really have an upper hand and seeing what's going on at the team. But IDP leagues are a whole nother element to this game. And I think, honestly, the way of the future with fantasy football, just like we're starting to see Superflex in a lot of standard home leagues.
Definitely.
Another running back run.
Yep.
People have 5 running backs, so we just took our first.
Always go against the grain, baby.
Zig. Let's zig and they zag.
We took Zig to a new level in this one, though.
Yeah.
All-time Zig.
People are going to think our Zig is Ziggy Marley because they're going to think we're smoking some of that. They're going to be like, no way Muzio and Hubbard built this.
True story. I'm about to look at week 1. I mean, how do you set Goddard, Hockenson, or Kelsey ever? And then, yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, schedules are going to play definitely come into consideration when we're doing our start sits on a week-to-week basis.
Definitely.
Who knows? Maybe they'll just throw Hockenson in the Wildcat back there with Swift.
Yeah, could. All over good.
Give us some running back eligibility. I don't think that there's any players in FFPC that have dual eligibility, is there?
No.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone either. Like, I think the only one that would have last year would have been Taysom Hill, but I'm 99% sure he wasn't. We see that a lot in other platforms. Like Taysom Hill had tight end eligibility in a lot of platforms last year, and you were starting, quarterback your tight end spot.
Yeah, ESPN does it a lot. I don't play in their leagues, but they have a lot of that.
So I had Robert Tonyan in a bunch of my dynasty leagues, and he had dual eligibility because he came out as a wide receiver. And I had done some best ball drafts over there because they added best ball on Sleeper this offseason. And I said, wow, they still have Robert Tonyan as dual eligible in a tight end premium league in round 10. Why not fire up Robert Tonyan when you can, potentially have him at any spot, wide receiver or running back on a given week? So I drafted him. And then like 2 weeks later, they removed his dual eligibility.
That's something, isn't it?
I'm like, what? No heads up? Nothing?
Nothing.
Just removed. Nope, not for you. All right, I start taking a look at the board here. We are 1, 2, 3 picks away.
Yeah, it's a string of running backs we got to decide between.
Jarrell Henderson is there for me. Gus Edwards is there.
Deion Hines, Lat Murray.
Yeah,
pick one of those.
I'm not a David Johnson guy, but this seems fairly late. Let me check his ADP.
I see him go in the 12th round a lot, but I mean, it might not in this draft, but
97. Yeah. So round 10 is he starts sprinkling late in 10. He lives in round 9. It looks like on here. Round 11 is the latest he's really gone.
Okay.
I'm not crazy about him, but
yeah, I'm not either. Gus, wonder how many snaps compared to like Gus Edwards or Darrell Henderson. Are they going to play just as many snaps as David Johnson, who looks washed?
Let me pull up my I'll pull up my projections because I have all those teams done. Let me take a look here.
I really favor Gus Edwards or Darrell Henderson.
I do too. Do you think one of them makes it back though?
They got to now. They're only one pick away.
Yeah. Oh, I meant like on the way back.
He's taking 2 running backs, I think, in the 1 hole for sure. And these other guys could sprinkle in another running back. I mean, it's possible that one of them makes it back.
So Gus Edwards, I have projected for 142 carries, 682 yards, 4 touchdowns with only 13 targets. Darrell Henderson, I have at 125 carries, 563 yards, 5 touchdowns, 7.5% target share. That's being debated this week with Larkey. And then David Johnson, I have projected for 176 carries, 766 yards, 6 touchdowns, and then 50 targets through the air. So
I think Darrell Henderson's on the better offense. Gus Edwards would be a beast if Dobbins went down, and he's going to get carries. So to me, it's between Henderson or Gus Edwards with this team. I'd take the high upside guys. David upside. One of those guys both have upside. Let's go with
Henderson. You want to do Henderson?
Because I mean, we already talked about Cam Akers and his issues, and Darrell showed he could do it. So I think he's the play here, and then we can figure something else out.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I mean, I like Darrell Henderson more than most. I mean, that's where I burned down Twitter the other day.
Yep.
So let's stick to the guns.
Now we'll just see what happens. That's what we'll do now. We just got to see what happens in this draft.
I cannot wait to see how that backfield shakes up.
The Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson?
Yes.
Yeah. I think definitely Cam's not going to take the whole load, but the start of the season he might be 70-30 or something.
Yeah. And people are drafting Akers like he was, getting the load like he did at the end of the year where he was averaging like 23.5 touches a game. And that's unsustainable.
Yeah, no doubt.
And not just that, like you don't bring in Stafford if you think that if you're going to run the ball that much. That's what you just keep Goff.
Lat's the other guy. He's been dropping, but the guy fires him right up. He's got Kamara. Never mind. He has Kamara, so he's just handcuffing Kamara in the 10th.
Yeah, we'll probably see Madison go here to the 2-hole. Well, there's still we got Gus on the board. Still got DJ. We still have Naheem Hines.
Yeah, we look at Paris Campbell. Fire him on up in the 10th round. I like Paris Campbell, but I think that's the earliest I've seen him go all year.
It is pretty early.
I don't think he's went in the 10th round. Takes Hines. Okay.
His average draft pick is 160. His wide receiver 64. So 14 wide receivers earlier than his average.
Yeah.
I think the one here may fire up a quarterback, may fire up another tight end, or he doubles up on.
He might push back quarterback, and I mean he could take a quarterback, but he might push back quarterback in this draft the way he built that team. Well, not Burrow. He might take Burrow here because he went with Cincinnati. He has Jamar Chase, Mixon, and
He's got the stack.
Boyd, so Burrow could definitely be in his plans.
He's taking a look at the board again. He always takes. There goes Burrow. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And then
Stafford.
he went double quarterback. Interesting. I would not have put him on that.
No, I was thinking tight end or running back.
Interesting. He hung his hat on McCaffrey and Mixon and did the what we did, but he hasn't tried similar thought process.
And then he takes Aaron Rodgers there, so he's got 2 quarterbacks already.
Yeah, both the guys we talked might make it back.
Wow.
Here, I would be happy with either one. Actually,
I think I may want to go. I have a lot of Gus. If DJ makes it back, I think I might want a DJ share.
Remember, we had that conversation though. We don't have any shares. This is a main event. Oh, this is football guys. You got some football guys.
Yeah.
But best ball, mainly most of your Philip Lindsay goes before David Johnson. That's interesting. I don't understand that because I think David Johnson will be the lead back there. But
yeah, I haven't pegged his lead back. Also in the passing game from the backfield.
Yeah, he's a really good receiver if he can stay healthy. Their offense is just so bad, but he's a really good receiver, and I mean somebody's got to touch the ball in that offense.
And actually, David Johnson actually had a career year last year.
Yeah, to start out the year, I had some David Johnson. He played really well to begin the year.
And I'm not high on him by any means this year, but round 11.
Yeah, with the way we built this team, I'm happy with one, so it doesn't matter to me. Actually, I mean, Gus would have a lot of value if something happened to Dobbins, but I'm happy. We'll take a share of David Johnson. They gave him to us. Maybe he gets us out of the gate and then working the waiver wire.
All right, let's rock and roll. Wow.
All right.
That's my first David Johnson share, I think.
Mine too. I might have one other share. I built a best ball team and he was there like in the 15th or something.
That's late.
And Gus goes immediately to this dude.
Yeah, if I wasn't as overweight on Gus, I think that would have been an easy Gus pick there for me.
Yeah, David Johnson's fine. They're close.
I'm pulling up my ownership now. I want to see what exactly it is. Let me get out of. Let's go to FBGs. Oh, and so in FBGs it was only 10%. How about best ball included? Yeah, more. That's in the 15%. David Johnson, any? No David Johnson. Yep. So, and let's go to all formats.
Yeah, I don't think he went before David Johnson like that in any draft I've done that I can remember.
Yeah, I can't either. That's literally my first David Johnson share.
Let me look at a draft that I did earlier today, see where he went. Just out of curiosity on the same day. Which one was it? No, this was yesterday. Let's see. He went in the 10th round. Actually,
Middle?
Yeah. he went. David Darrell Henderson went after him, and Gus went before him. Gus goes earlier. But that's fine. I like that. It makes sense.
Yeah, what if this offense is just leaning on the run game the whole time?
Exactly.
This might come out to be a sneaky pick. Again, I'm not high on David Johnson this year. I don't own. This is literally the first share, but with this build, it could be pretty good.
Wow, that's the earliest I've seen Elijah go all year, I think. Oh no, not Elijah Moore. I thought that was the other Elijah. Never mind. He's gone earlier. I thought that was a green sticker when they put it up. It flashed. Yeah, this was a weird board. Definitely a weird board.
Yeah, I think we contributed to the weirdness. Oh. This is my first zero running back build, really, ever.
Yeah, this was a true zero running back.
Yeah, it really is. I actually don't mind it, like, because we got some value. Like getting Herbert in the 8th.
Yeah, and Hawk and Goddard way past where they go.
Yeah.
Juju pushed up a little bit. I mean, Juju, could have took Trey Sermon there, I guess, but you're waiting on him. I'm fine with it. The next pick's going to be the tricky one.
Yeah, I agree. There goes my boy Marvin Jones. Madison just went too. Yeah, I'm taking a look here in the available players.
It's my boy or Singletary with Zach Moss, since we built the team that way.
It's not a bad idea. Singletary hasn't really been climbing up boards. Your boy has.
The dude will definitely 100% take Singletary. I've seen him do it. That's the only thing. I don't know if he'll take my boy, but I would rather. We can just gamble and take my boy. That's what I believe in. So.
Yeah, Singletary's going at running back 48. Your boy over here is going as spell Darrington. Apparently, I can't spell. 56, which would give us it's about a round difference. A little more. I feel like the safe pick is Singletary, but I feel like the ceiling pick is Evans here.
Yep.
And I don't think our board is built safe.
No, I don't care about safety. We'll take.
I think we take your boy, since the ceilings is what we're shooting for this build. What's the earliest you've seen Darrington Evans go in your drafts?
11th round. I took him though.
Okay, so not counting you, where's the earliest you've seen him go?
12th, early 12th.
Yeah.
Depends on who's in the draft with you.
Corey Davis. That was my boy for a long time. Then he finally snapped out of it. I was too stupid to quit dynasty leagues. Where did McCole Hardman go in this draft? I didn't even.
He went in
10th.
That's where he's living now.
Yeah. Okay. All Luck and Evans.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, he fits this build like it's just like peanut butter and jelly.
This team was made for him.
It really was. Singletary makes it back, great. If not, I would not be opposed to taking somebody like
He'll 100% not make it back. Like,
yeah, I don't think he does either.
The dude, the one I was take. I didn't take a dude on double quarterback. I mean, we don't do it because we like to just gamble with the second quarterback and off the waiver wire or whatever. And once I have Herbert, I don't care if he gets injured. He gets injured.
Yeah, if Herbert gets injured at that point, it's just not, that team is just not your year.
He's replaceable even in the 8th round on the waiver wire, especially in 4-point TD. But he's the difference maker if he stays healthy all year.
Yeah, and I guess you said it much better than I said it.
He's replaced like 80%, most likely 75%. You'd rather have Herbert, but the team might be so good you can live without him.
Yeah, you can get by with just an extra dart throw inside.
Fired up Singletary.
Oh, yeah, 2-hole did, yeah. Taking a look at the players on the board. There's really no running back that I really feel the need to take on this turn. Maybe Chuba as an upside pick.
Probably still need to take. It'd have to be a really good player not to take another running back with this team. Now, who are you thinking about?
Taking a look still. Ruggs piqued my interest, just the ceiling play.
On this team, he's never going to make that. I would literally go with until we run out of guys, unless we run out of guys and there's a late wide receiver we like. Then you Payton and Green, because all the guys we have are fine, but maybe we find a diamond in the rough with this team and makes all the difference. We can play the waiver wire for some kind of. We have 2 guys on our bench now that are stuck in 90% of lineups, and we're going to have to set them.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at that now. We're going to have to decide it weekly between another tight end and one of our receivers. So I think that's the safe call. I think that you're 100% correct.
He's doing. I'll keep Payton and Green, and maybe we find the number 1 running back with this bill, and then the team is dangerous.
So we'll look at Chuba here then.
What he did is just he handcuffed.
He just took him.
What I would actually like to do with this team is try our Kansas City stack of running backs.
Darrell Williams and McKinnon again,
and see if it make this our CEH out.
Okay, I like that idea. We've done that with Kansas City, and we've done it with Atlanta too.
Correct. And we're gonna have to take whoever we take, just push them up. It doesn't matter now. ADP, all this shit, none of that matters. Just take the best high upside running backs we can get.
We could also push up Darrell Williams, or Damian Williams. Thank you, out of Chicago with the news of Cohen.
Yeah, let's take Damian Williams here actually first.
Okay,
what happens? I like that idea a ton. Play what he goes, but it doesn't matter. Another guy that's one person away from a job and got a year of rest.
And he's back with Nagy too as well.
Correct. Yep.
But again, he's coming off Cohen's coming off that ACL injury. He's just not right, and he needs that type of scat back. Needs that to be able to cut.
Oh, definitely. I'm completely off Cohen now as a stab on these type of teams.
Okay, I'm gonna lock in Damian then.
I like it.
Make sure I have both in the queue to make sure it's the right one. It was like in home. It was like in home leagues, and you see D. Williams, you don't know which one's which.
Yeah, clarify. Just stick them up there.
I'm just gonna go to the running back tab then. That's what I'm gonna do.
Made a lot of teams did different builds in this draft. It's interesting. I don't think we've seen like this many different teams do a different build. Like the dude in the 1-0 did what he did. The dude in the 6-0 is doing his own thing. The dude in the 3-0 goes 4 straight running backs. 2 teams, actually. I don't think I've ever seen that. 9-0 went 4 straight running backs. 3-0 went 4 straight running backs. This is going to be a good test. Did the four straight running back approach work, or did the zero running back approach work for this league? Because two teams used 4 running back approach against us, and then one team used like a complete hybrid build. Like I haven't seen that build at all. One of them with 2 stud running backs, and then just say that forget about it.
Yeah, that's the first one we've seen. That's kind of a more of a modified zero running back, right?
Had a lot of success in the. I mean, I can't knock what he's had a lot of success in the FFPC. I know.
And he at least handcuffed his, number 1.
Yeah, that's his thought process. If McCaffrey goes down for a couple of weeks or something, Chuba can get him by.
He'll probably grab Smythe Pirine.
Yeah, I could see him do that too. Yeah, got to roll like that. I don't love that, but especially in a lotto format. But
You still got James White on the board too.
yeah, people forget about he goes 17, 18 rounds sometimes.
Yeah, 201 ADP.
This was fun. This might be the most fun I've had in one of these drafts this year. I've built a lot of different teams, but I have not built this team.
We're living on the edge, bud.
And I think they're both with you. I know for a fact they are. Yeah.
I missed the first part. What'd you say?
I only have 2 Kelsey teams this year, and both of them I'm partnering with you on.
This is my third, and 2 of them are with you. I had 1 with Todd.
And I like the other one we did quite a bit.
And the other one, we got him at 4. We were initially thinking of going, I think it was JT or Zeke or whatever it was. And then Kelsey fell to us. And then we were actually talking about going Waller. And then Kelsey fell to us. We might start seeing Kelsey slip down boards then as we start seeing more of the masses join these drafts.
I don't think he'll go much past 5.
I don't think so either. But in the beginning of the year, I saw him go in 6 at times.
Yeah. When you're talking about when you're doing like those early drafts, not football guys, but early drafts.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was doing like I was using my 35 credits in the beginning, and I was doing those 28 round best balls, and Kelsey was going in 6, 7 back in, what was that? I think March, end of March.
Yeah, that changed after changed quickly.
We had a couple 250 best balls too in that same range. It's a very unique build. That's for sure.
Yeah, one of a kind. One of a kind. I like one of a kind though.
Yeah, if we can find starting running backs week to week basis, this team's going to be deadly.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one to follow for sure. I have to remember which one is this Muzio HHH 7, or I think it's 7.
Let me see.
Can't tell on this. Let's see if I can tell on the board. Yeah, it's 7. I can tell when I've scrolled up. Lucky 7.
I have to go through and number a couple, I think.
We had no intention of doing this tonight. No intention at all to build a team like this, and this is what happened.
This is a YOLO build. All right, coming on the way back here, do we grab Darrell?
I like Darrell here.
Or do we grab James White and then grab Darrell?
I like Darrell because he has a direct line. James White's never going to be the guy, or Darrell has a direct line to be the guy. So I prefer Darrell.
James White definitely more involved in the passing game. Darrell Williams will be involved in the passing game as well as on the ground. And if CH goes down, he is the guy.
Yeah.
I'll add McKinnon for later for probably the next turn. Elijah Mitchell in there for the next turn.
Yep.
Javian Hawkins in there for the next turn.
Devontae Booker.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We talked about Booker.
Stokes, Chris Evans.
Ramondre Stevenson. I just cannot get on that guy.
Not a Ramondre Stevenson guy at all.
Yeah, I haven't been all off season. Some people love him.
Yeah. I didn't care for his tape.
And so you and I have been drafting the last 3 nights. This will be the first one that we're actually going to post. So I'm excited to post this. Have you ever done a podcast draft and posted before?
I have not. No.
Look at that, and we did it on the most unique team in the world.
Podcast. I mean, that period. Very much.
I remember trying to get you on the show last year, and we had some technical difficulties. I was using different software last year, and we learned it, and it wasn't compatible with Apple. Is why we changed.
Yeah, I couldn't get on there. I tried to get on there, and I couldn't get on there.
All right, so I'm going to lock in Darrell Williams here.
Hey.
I'm just going to peek back in at the all here. I think this is also a push kicker and push defense team as well.
Yep.
And just green it out.
Yeah, I see no need to take another position player because, like I said, we can find the same guy probably on the waiver wire, unless we run out of running backs we don't think have upside or potential for a bigger role.
I got 5 in the queue right now. I'm happy with.
Yep. And then,
what's your take on Tevin Coleman?
Add Chris Evans to there.
Okay, I'll add Evans. I have Coleman in here. I don't think he has upside, but he could be someone that we could rely on the first few weeks.
Potentially. Add Dokes in there.
Okay, Dokes is added. Just gives us 7 backs now. I think this guy's going to take P. Ryan. Maybe not here, but maybe next turn. Tariq Cohen goes right there. I'm actually. We'll probably see a kicker. Defenses and kicker start going here now. Giovanni Bernard.
Okay.
That backfield is very crowded to me.
Really crowded. And they still have the young kid that they like so much.
Yeah, Vaughn.
Yeah. I mean, Woodford's talking him up. So.
He just took Booker.
Yeah, he figured he's reading that the same way. All of a sudden, I think you'll see Booker start going earlier and earlier. That's fine. One thing you're not going to get all these guys when you attempt this build. You're going to have people in your draft that take some of the guys you want for sure. I think we got out. We're pretty good, actually.
I think so too. I think we switched the gear at the right time. I think for me, I'm leaning James White here because I think McKinnon will make it back.
Okay. I don't know what their plan is this year. I mean, they were talking about getting rid of James White, and they kept him. I don't know. He has a history with him.
I'm going to pull up his game log real quick before we decide.
And then he drafted a running back. I don't know. They did get rid of Burkhead.
They got rid of Burkhead, which is, I think, the reason why I like him a little more this year. Defined role in the passing game. So, I mean, even last year, as horrible as this team was, he still had 62 targets.
Did he have 62 targets last year?
62 targets, 49 receptions in 14 games.
He's just so hard to start. We can put him on this team. Makes sense on this team. Maybe we'll see how they use him.
Anyone else that you prefer?
I prefer McKinnon because we had Darrell Williams in the way we built the team, and McKinnon, a younger James White.
They're separated by about 55 picks of ADP.
Are they?
Yeah.
Go ahead and put James White on there. It's fine. We'll see.
Okay. Let's throw James White and let's hope. I'm going to hope for the best that McKinnon makes it back, and I don't mess up our stack.
That's all right. Doesn't matter. Darrell Williams, I think, is the backup there, and McKinnon is more of a
insurance policy and passing game.
Exactly. I have no idea how they plan on using him. We'll have to wait and see.
I actually kind of like our running back squad now. As ugly as it is, it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. Just got to find two guys that can play every week.
Yep.
And then on the waiver wire, you're constantly looking for running backs with a team like this. It's weird. You do all this evaluation, do all this research, and then inevitably every year there are several running backs that just emerge.
Yeah.
And
whether it's due to injury or that's just opportunity or whatever it may be.
I dive into depth charts and everything else, and you still find players on the waiver wire every year. My best pickup ever, I tell people, is two guys. Keenan Allen, you can believe that dude was on the waiver wire. He won me 3 5Ks. Me and Nelson picked him up for like $100 on the waiver wire, and then our best pickup was Tyreek Hill for $1 when we won the main event. And we 14.
That has to be one of the best pickups in history.
Yep. And he went on a tear after we picked him up. He had like 3 20-point games, and he went straight on. Our team was crazy. We had the nuts at running back, and then we never had we only had one playable receiver. We actually picked up 3 real good receivers, but we would just drop them for whatever reason, which makes no sense because that's all the team needed was 2 receivers to play every week. But we grind the waiver wire and we find a reason to make up a reason to drop the guy we just picked up, and then that guy would have like a 3 or 4 week stretch where he was just money. He'd be on somebody else's team.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah,
it's like you unlock the shackles and set him free.
I'm the king of it. Too much sometimes.
It does get hard though, and you hold a player for 4 or 5 weeks, and they only have maybe 12 touches for 37 yards or whatever it may be, and then especially you start approaching bye weeks, or you may have an injury or whatever it may be, and you have to adjust. That's the player you're going to cut. You're not going to cut anybody else, and it just happens to pop off. Then that's just bad luck.
It's frustrating, but I'm used to the grind. That's what it is. It's definitely a grind. Yeah, this was definitely a fun one. Let me take a look at our main event and see if we're close to the clock. Nope, doesn't look like we're gonna. No, those dudes have been on the clock the whole time.
I check like once a day, and then otherwise you text me. That draft is so slow.
And the second one we're in, the 8-hour draft. They did make a pick though, and it came back to them. So I'll have to watch that one, and we'll check it out in the morning.
So it's looking promising. It looks like my gamble might have paid off.
I hope so.
I hope so as well. We still have Elijah Mitch as bait out there. Hey, it worked. Because I don't think there is any way James White makes it back, but there was a chance McKinnon did. So, I love it.
Good call. I like it too.
Yeah, separated by 50 picks of ADP. I just figured one of those teams on the right was going to grab him. More than likely, if I had to guess, it would have been like that Hawkins team there. He's going after PPR back. Maybe I'm wrong, but it worked. I'm happy.
Oh, I'm real happy with that.
So next three that we still have in the queue right now, we have Chris Evans, we have Dokes, Mitchell, Justin Jackson. Looks like you just added Ty Johnson, Lev Bell.
Maybe those guys tend to stay. We can probably go ahead and take an elite defense so we don't get shut out there in this round. As soon as I say that, San Francisco goes.
Yeah, we still have Baltimore. We still have Miami. I think Cleveland's going to be another defense, I think, this year. This could be really good.
I don't like about them is week 1 they play Kansas City.
Yeah, that's a tough week 1 start.
So you can't expect I favor Baltimore, Miami. I really like Miami.
Yeah, and we took Miami last time. We took Baltimore the 2 times before that. I'm fine with both of them. Who does Baltimore play week 1?
I keep looking on my phone here. I can look on this.
Raiders. Okay,
that's good. That's
and
real.
Then Miami week 1 plays Patriots, and they have the Patriots number every time they play them.
Yeah, those are both premium. I'll take either one of those defenses.
Okay, I'm going to say 90% chance Miami makes it back. We have a pretty good chance that Baltimore makes it back too.
Yeah.
Especially because we just saw 3 defenses go, so it's all up to the one hole and see what he does.
You want Miami? This dude kills me, man. Oh man.
Well, that leaves us Baltimore.
Yep.
People are probably expecting us to take a running back because we've taken one for the last 7 rounds?
More than that, probably 1,
8.
4, 5, 8.
Yeah, 8 rounds. That's hilarious.
The green.
What do you call it?
Painting it green.
Painting it green.
Yeah.
We could turn that song. I saw a red door and I want to paint it green.
Yeah. All right, so I think Baltimore's the easy pick here coming back. Somebody don't double up on defense.
I've seen it. It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, because they took all those. They took. I like that he handcuffed Pitts.
I like that pick for him. That's a good pick for him.
Yep.
We're in the batter's box.
Oh,
on deck. What?
You guys are awesome. All right. Yeah.
Oh my God, he takes 2 defenses.
Yeah. Good times.
New England should have a pretty good defense again this year, and now we know they play Miami week 1. Will Fuller suspended week 1, so that's one less weapon to worry about. Indy has a good defense.
I like Indy. Who do they play week 1? They have a lot of playmakers on that side of the ball.
How much time do we have? 17 seconds. They play the Seahawks week 1. Not as ideal.
Yeah.
We could push it now.
Yep.
Trying to look at the board. There's only going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more defenses would go.
Okay.
We have 30 seconds.
Take Zerline, the Cowboys kicker. I think he's going to be cool this year. So let's take the Cowboys. Let's take Zerline on this team.
Okay, I like Zerline. That offense we both have pegged as very high scoring offense.
I wanted Baltimore, but Baltimore. Dude had to have
better sports IQ. Decided to take 2 freaking defenses.
Nice.
And it's funny that his name is Better Sports IQ too, because
he had to read on us. All right, so defense.
So Cleveland just went. So 1, 2, 3. So there's 1, 2, 3 teams to the right of us don't have a defense. The rest of them do.
Who do the Chargers play week 1?
Chargers play. Oh man, let me check it. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I need to have the schedule here.
They play the Washington football team. It could be a pretty low scoring game, or I don't know. Derwin James is healthy though, right?
Yeah, James is ready to go. I like the Chargers defense. I like Denver's defense. I like the Chargers defense. We can stream if you have to after that. Just try to get out the gate.
And there goes New England's defense.
Team 5, your team makes no sense. That will be the biggest headache ever doing lineups for it. That's true. True story.
Who said that?
Some guy in here, I don't know. He is a headache. I like headaches.
What team is he? What you gonna do? He's team 8.
Yeah. He got a good deal on farm.
Yep.
I guess we'll just wait on defense and take one at the end and stream the whole year with this team. That's fine.
Yeah, everybody took him now.
I like Dokes and Le'Veon Bell with this team to see if Bell signs with anywhere. He might not. We'll cut him, whatever. But
okay. So we'll wait to round 20, grab a defense.
yeah, or we can take nobody. I don't think it. Well, I've seen Bell go, but I don't think he'll go. We'll see.
I'm gonna pull up the week 1 schedule and see who has the best week 1 matchup then. Jaguars face the Texans week 1.
That's pretty good. I don't know if the Jaguars have enough playmakers on that side of the ball.
Yeah, it's gonna be an iffy one. Panthers have the Jets.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. And the Panthers have a decent front 7. They can be run on though.
Saints play the Packers, maybe without Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh, they just went. Took another defense.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Pittsburgh and Saints going to match him up. You got 2 kickers and 2 defenses.
Let's keep looking. Yeah.
We're fixing to be on the clock again.
Yeah, I think our best bets are either Carolina against the Jets.
Who'd you say the Chargers were playing? I forgot.
Chargers play Washington football team.
Yeah. Fitzpatrick get those couple picks, but they could be a high-scoring game.
Kansas City plays the Browns. Vikings play the Bengals. I think Chicago plays the Rams. Yep.
Might just start with Carolina out the gate.
Dude, the dude just took Dokes.
Yeah, he's drafted him. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to. That's fine. Let's take
Justin Jackson, Chris Evans.
Let's take Elijah Mitchell with his team and just leave him on this team all year and see what happens at the end of the year with him. I think he's the best running back in that backfield, actually. So we'll just take Elijah Mitchell.
I like his upside. I think a lot has to go right for him to play, but I like his upside.
I don't know if that's the case because, like I said, my deal. I'm a Mozart guy originally, but Mozart's a journeyman guy, and then Sermon tape that wasn't overly impressive to me, and Mitchell jumps off the tape at me. So, and Chet's classic Shanny wouldn't shock me at all. End of the year, Mitchell's the guy playing.
Yeah, that was the same as Shanny likes those type of running backs.
I mean, look what Jeffrey Wilson. Nobody knew about Jeffrey Wilson. Now, you know about Mitchell. They drafted him, and it looks good on tape. So we'll just leave him on this team, be like a no cut.
Who does Green Bay play week 1?
I thought we were 100% to get Baltimore there.
I did too.
You never know in these drafts.
I would have put money on it.
You got to take the Panthers too, so scratch them off.
Now they're just blocking. I think our best bet's the Chargers at this point. Then
they got the best playmakers on that side of the ball for sure.
And Fitzpatrick is either 3 touchdowns or 3 interceptions.
Yeah, definitely he can throw picks. They have a great defensive front, good sacks on him. He holds the ball, he holds the ball a lot, trying to make plays down the field. I think so. I'm fine with the Chargers.
Let's just grab them, get them off, and then take our last running back at the end.
Yeah, I can live with any of those running backs we have in the queue.
This team's funny. This team could be really deadly, though.
I like it. I like doing them. Like I said, I wouldn't do it every time we draft, but
no, you got to mix one in.
Fun to do one. Actually, I think the team would be better if we'd have went JT or Eckler. The build would have been RZ. The build would have worked out better. I don't know if we'd have pushed it that forward with a running back, but
we can't anticipate getting Goddard at the end of 7 and Hawkinson at the end of 4 either.
Yep. And really, Herbert, there was no running back we were going to take anyway, so Herbert was an easy pick. We got the running back we were going to take.
All right, locking in the Chargers defense.
Yes, sir. You got Herbert and the Chargers defense.
Stack it. We should finish with Justin Jackson.
I'm fine with him too. I like Justin Jackson. Another team, I don't know what they're going to do, but I think he's the most talented one behind Eckler.
Yeah, we saw what Josh Kelly just didn't do anything last year.
He can't stay on his. He can't stay healthy, but. Yeah, let's just go ahead and take Bell. Screw it. See if he signs somewhere. He can be our preseason. We can cut him in the preseason waiver wire for any of those guys. They probably ain't gonna take any of them.
And the only news that Bell and
there had been no news. That's good. If there was any news, he would move up. So if he doesn't sign by the start of camp, then we'll cut him in preseason waivers. Chris Evans is the other guy. I like that kid's talent too. Somebody took him. I guess, yeah. Somebody took him. Okay.
Yeah, I took him right after 2 picks after our Chargers pick.
No biggie.
It's kind of fun to live on the edge every now and then.
Yeah, this was definitely living on the
edge. This is, I think, hanging on the edge.
Yep.
But they don't know if we have rocket packs on or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of unique builds, actually. Very unique in this whole board.
All the drafts I've done this year, it's probably one of the few that had that many different thought processes and created weird spots for guys to go, like Font going all the way down to 8-5. Never seen that. And some receivers went way earlier than what they normally go in drafts. Pittman 8-2.
Yeah, Pittman, Antonio Brown.
Curtis Samuel 8-4. He's been going in the 10th and 11th. Yeah.
Even Tyler Boyd went a little earlier.
He went way earlier. I mean, Boyd lives in the 8th round. But he made a calculated decision what he wanted to do there with Burrow and Boyd and Jamar. So
look at that. Baker in round 20. The disrespect.
Yeah.
Us taking our defense, putting it into the 2 defense teams.
That's great. 2 different teams did it.
Yeah.
3 different teams did it. I'm lying. 3 different teams took 2 defense.
Yeah, the 2-hole, the 3-hole, and then what is that? The 10-hole?
Yep.
They'll probably drop one of them, honestly.
Some of those guys, you never know. They hold on to them all year and play matchups, but they might.
I actually carried 2 defenses last year in playoffs just because I like 2 defenses, the schedules.
Matchups.
Yeah.
Did it work out for you?
It did work out. Yeah, I won that main event.
I mean, did you play the defense in the league playoffs you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
And you played one defense one week, one defense the next week?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing matchup based.
It definitely can work out.
It just I've done it before and it sucks. So you start the wrong one.
Oh, yeah. I've done that many times.
And then you're tilted because you have 2 on your roster. All right, you want Bell here or Justin Jackson?
Take Justin Jackson. I think he's the most talented guy behind Eckler. I don't know what Bell's going to do. Probably never sign anywhere. Probably not play anymore. Justin Jackson going to be roster, and we have.
And I think that Bell coming out and speaking out against Andy Reid, I think didn't help.
Yeah, it probably didn't. All right, buddy. That was fun.
It is fun. One of our most unique builds that we have here.
Oh, by far. Like that deal won't ever happen again this year, I don't think. I really don't think that one will happen again.
Let's see who these last 4 pick. Let's see who Mr. Irrelevant is. I'm going to pull up. I think that was my last draft that I have. I got best friends coming to town on tomorrow, Sunday. I can't believe Sundays are tomorrow.
You'll be off drafting for a while.
Yeah, I'm going to be off until I am going to podcast on Tuesday. We have the Texans beat writer Aaron Reese coming on. We're going to talk Texans football.
Nice.
And that'll be streamed here on the Fantasy Data YouTube page as well as the Fantasy Data NFL Twitter page at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then I am going to record Friday as well. I have a golf tournament that day, so I'll definitely have a few beverages in me as I debate Josh Larkey from Player Profiler. Yeah, we're debating the Cam Akers. Our Cam Akers debate is that Friday. I realized it was on my golf tournament day, but I was not going to cancel that debate.
There you go.
It's been
put your money where your mouth is today.
Oh yeah,
Anderson over some good options.
So that'll be next Friday at 6 p.m., 9 Eastern. So, and then that's all I'm really doing next week for football. It's going to be my first week off drafting since pretty much since March. So I've been hammering to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just going to get, you need a week off. I might take a week off and you get rejuvenated.
It gives you a chance to take a look at boards at different opinions and eyes. And I was telling Todd earlier on the live draft we did for the best ball that this is the first year where I hadn't like finished all my projections prior to drafting, and I've been completing them as I've been drafting. And quite frankly, I'm actually behind. I haven't finished every team yet, or finalized every team, I should say. I've at least touched base or looked at them or whatever it may be. But as I go back and finalize teams for my preseason rankings, I've noticed my opinion of a player on each team changing, or my mindset changing a little bit. And I feel like it's really opened up my mind to drafting a little bit more, where I'm not as stuck on players as I have been in the past.
Okay, I have a rule. I stopped drafting for periods of time throughout drafting season and try to take a look at what I'm doing to see if I'm doing stuff that I catch stuff like, am I overlooking a player in a certain area of the draft that I should be drafting more? And because if you draft, I don't care who you are, you get blinders on and you keep doing making the same mistake over and over. But if you'll step back and take a look at what you're doing, evaluate the board, you might see something that you can improve upon. I do it constantly.
Yeah, all the good drafters have processes, and I think that's what really separates, the good drafters from the great drafters, is revisiting those processes and fine tuning them, finding ways to get better, or where did you make errors, and just reflecting on any errors you've made, or any success that you've had as well. You and I will probably look at this board multiple times before tomorrow as well, and we'll go back and say, what could we have done differently?
I put a big note on my desk here where I do all my work all year I haven't done a draft like this. I didn't do a draft like this last year, anything close to this. So I'm going to put a note and use it as a test case to see how this team does.
We're the test case. This is awesome.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Hub. I'm really excited to have you on the show. This will be our first pod that we're posting together. I appreciate you coming on, and I've been really enjoying our new partnership and looking forward to do many more.
Thanks, Billy. I enjoyed it, man. I'll let you later.
All righty.